Welcome back to my lumber zone, or my new lumber zone, rather, where you can see the consequences of my hubris on display. How dare I think, as an amateur city planner, that I could have a lumber zone and not immediately lose it to fire. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that. I'm really not sure how to resolve the situation apart from just many fire stations. We'll get a lot of Dalmatians imported in and it'll all be fine. It'll work itself out. So I'd really like to prevent that from happening again as much as possible. I'm hoping this new fire HQ we put out here will go a little bit of the way, but I sure would like to maybe extend the road a bit more into it and one more fire station. One more small fire station, perhaps. We'll need a bit more money for that, so just keeping an eye on it. Let's check a couple of things here. I know our roundabouts are getting a bit wonky. I couldn't remember quite why. Last session, I think I finally remembered that when you have a roundabout, it typically has specific set points after you build it that I have now interfered with by creating these roads in non-standard locations. So it's like if it was a perfect circle, you would have an compass point east-west, north-south, etc. Those are all of them. I don't know why I threw an etc. in there. And if you built off of those directly, it wouldn't make it wonky like I've made it. So at some point I may want to actually straighten that out and reconnect this up, just to make sure that the traffic isn't having to do anything strange. But the idea is to get rid of all of that industrial traffic regardless. Maybe run it behind this commercial district as we were thinking, and onto the highway. So hopefully it won't get that jammed up either, it'll just be for the residential stuff. So, I'm not sure what our next real investment should be. We have a lot of improvements we need to continue to make. But I think we're doing okay on power. We finally broke that 5,000 population milestone, and we're probably okay to hang around there for a bit. I've been sort of racing as much as I could to the 5,000 zone so that we would have access to the main fire stations and utilities and luxury items that we need along the riverfront. That was the big thing. Now we can finally start working on the riverfront, which may answer my earlier question of where we should invest next. So, all of that to say, we don't necessarily need to continue sprawling out big residential areas until we have the ones we are currently using perfected, say, or improved to the best of our ability. I know we were trying to make this district switch to European-style buildings last time, and I couldn't figure out why none of them were doing it. It may be that these are all low-density residential areas. It's just single-family homes, and I think for that specific pack... Park level 3. That must be Headstone Park, yes. So they've unlocked some gazebos there. We should check what entertainment that might give us. What was that rather sinister bell tolling? Oh, it was just because we were zoomed in near the church. Every once in a while, it's like, has the Grim Reaper arrived? What happened? So, I think if we had some high-density residential, which we still have not unlocked, not until 7,500, if we had some high-density residential, that would probably switch to European style. And we could, in fact, choose just these single cube homes for that or something. We could just lay in a few different style buildings. So that's probably why these weren't changing. And I can stop being all confused and goose-pimply now. Good. We were talking about trying to replace these windmills. We could also, instead of flat out replacing them, just move them down more to, this side of the hill, now that it's open to us. We were cut off here before by not having this square. But we may, in fact, be able to bring the noise pollution back a bit. I I forget how much that cost for a windmill. 1,200, that's not terrible. I guess, however, there's not much wind down here anymore. That's more the issue. So, scratch what I just said. That would cut into our power creation significantly. But we're mostly using this coal power plant for now, which I do desperately want to replace. It's sad that we're not going to get a solar power plant until, what was it, 75,000? That's what I would really prefer to have. But we may have some other options too. 22,000, good. I was worried. What is it that's 75,000? Huh. Oh, that's even only 7,500. Oh, so many numbers, jeez. So that might not be a bad option either. Anyway, we will be able to replace our coal power plant, which I do not like, with cleaner power ASAP. So, that explains a couple of issues from last time. Here's another one of those spots. In fact, this one might be good to go ahead and fix so that I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. This may be why my rounds were labeled a nightmare. That is probably accurate. I was wondering and did a little research. So let me pause this just briefly. I'm going to try removing that one, and then you can see it kind of instantly got a little bit more circular. A little bit of a cleaner circle. Let's get rid of that one too. And then we'll see if we can actually see the specific points. So I guess, yeah, this size you can have more than 4 points. If it was one of those small roundabouts like that one is, I think it would be just these 4 that I've messed up so terribly. I'm only using this one correctly. So this one isn't quite so bad, but we can still make sure it's snapped directly onto a point. And then we should be able to just freeform it up. Let's try this one, in fact. Let's go there and then up. Try to straighten it out just a little. Alright, so I'm hoping that will continue to keep it as circular as it was when we started. I'll try to continue to do that. I'm not sure if it really matters as much for ones with more than 4 points, but specifically here, once I have a little bit more spending money, I'll try to fix those to make sure they're on the compass points. And I definitely still need to fix my interchange as well. This is just acting as a temporary spider shape. Ooh, spooky. So, not to worry. Let's keep it running so that I don't lose too much money. Every second I have it paused is a second I'm not earning, but it's also a second that a careless lumberjack can flick his, I don't know what exactly, into the bushes. You just imagine all the terrible options. We still need to switch up our lumber zone too to make sure that traffic isn't blocking up on itself. I think I'm finally understanding some of these lumber buildings they're like nurseries, they're growing their own trees, and some of the lumber buildings seem to be creating paper or furniture, and they're almost like importing lumber instead of actually creating it. And I think it's just due to the number of trees that are under the zone slot. So like, say, this one that's not zoned has 4 trees, or 3 trees and a bush, perhaps, on it. So I'm not sure if that's enough trees to become a nursery, or if that one specifically would become an import. And ideally, we want them all to be nurseries. We want to be exporting these goods to other places where they will turn it into furniture, if at all possible. So that kind of seems to be the logic behind these, and we may be able to de-zone some of them, plant a row of trees there, and then rezone it to better effect. Something to think about in the future, at least. So we're about equal for commercial and residential need. Like I was saying, we don't really want to build out residential too much more. We already have multiple sprawl walls of residential that I didn't quite intend. I always forget just how much space it takes to start with low density. So I think I want to nurture this along a little bit more, but if we absolutely have to put more residential in, we still have some empty space out here, along with our new cemetery. I think this must be a medical clinic or something? Or an elementary school, I suppose. Yeah, we have a medical clinic over here. That's taking pretty good care of the folks over here as well. Maybe it was a crematorium. That's 17,000. I forget what exactly I was thinking of. I thought there was something very specific that I was like, we're never going to get a population of 75,000. But now I don't know what building it was. So, let's see. Down by the riverfront here, we finally have access to these leisure items that are more shoreline-based. So there's a fishing pier. We can place some of those in, and then we could kind of run a road right down here to the waterfront that people could sidewalk their way down to. We could even put it in as a pedestrian path and then try to link it up. Or we could make like little entertainment cul-de-sacs, which can be kind of neat too. In fact, I may try to do that off of Headstone Park, because that would make it more of a pier area that we can then put some actual genuine piers in. I don't know if it's going to let me connect it here though. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little strange. The intersection isn't quite where it should be. Can I correct that on the other side without demolishing this person's house? Okay, it doesn't have to be there. Let's see if this one connects up more directly. You're welcome to that person's house. So I just want to take it to where it doesn't elevate itself. We don't want it to be a bridge, but let's see if this evens out the land just a touch. So we have a little notch there to work off of. Let's see what these actually require. You could probably just run a pedestrian path along the riverfront here. I think that would look kind of nice. And I think that's all that needs. Let's see. Let's do pavement. Ooh, though we do have access to these now. That's nice. A park path. Amusement park. We're going to have to try to put in a nature reserve, a zoo, and an amusement park somewhere eventually. All of the entertainment essentials. We'll stick with the basic pavement for now. Probably don't want that to stay in the water. Let's see if we can give just a little terraforming to it. In fact, I can probably lock it to this spot. Or even, let me raise this just a touch. I guess I can't now that there is a road on it. The road will stay. Okay, that's fine. We'll level it to here. Just make those paths as even as possible for the good people. Don't want to sprain any ankles. Wedge any skateboard wheels irreparably into the edge. Sure Bono wouldn't like that. Ah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that one instantly. So sometimes when you terraform, it can like bring the water up with it. Like you raised the land. Hey, I'm along for the party. So I'm glad we didn't have any buildings there, because sometimes that can flood you, but I think we're just fine. So that's created a little bit more beach and then a little nice pavement path to get to, let's see, our amenities. A fishing pier is $10,000, so it's like, do you want a team of, medical professionals and a local clinic, or do you want a fishing pier? But it is nice to have. It is quite expensive. Let's see what our other options are. A marina for 15. Beach volleyball, very important. That is like the one thing that I really like the look of, though, is the shame of it. So it's like half of my money, but I do want something stretching out into the water exactly like this is. Alright, I think that will look nice here. I do want it relatively straight on with the road. This is kind of a curvy coastline. Let's just put it right here. Straight enough. Alright, so it's saying it does not have a connection. Let's see if we can fix that with paths, or if it, like, has to be a road. That might be a problem. It might have to be a road. No real helpful spot on that side to test regardless. So yeah, I think maybe if I add, instead of pavement paths, let's try an actual street. Could even be gravel, though that's probably a bit of a nightmare down by the beach. I'll just give him the pavement. We can swing it. And it is on straight tool. Good, good. Let's take it all the way down there. Oh, that's sloped considerably for seemingly no reason. Let me make sure I wasn't one level up or something. Huh. I don't know why. Let me just yank it back to here. There we go. I don't want it quite that extreme. Let's try on this side. Yeah, that just goes crazy with it. No, thank you. Right to there. Perfect. Oh, gorgeous. Alright. We have our fishing pier, and now it's saying that it has a connection to the road. That is now close enough, I suppose. And I guess we don't need pedestrian paths, necessarily. Let's see if we can see anyone taking us up on it. Yeah, a couple of fishermen spawning in. That's lovely. Causing some level ups nearby, apparently. So, again, that was like half of our money for a $10,000 fishing pier, but it's being made use of. Happy birthday to you, whoever likes fishing. Woohoo! I'm sorry, it's been a very long day. You'll have to bear with me. So are there any other decorations? I think we'll need to come back around for a marina and whatnot when we have more spending money. But are there any other fun decorations we can throw in? $100 for a bunch of rocks isn't too bad if we find some we like. I do like this long, pointy one. I'm not sure where to make best use of it, and I should leave as much of the coastline available as possible for building. That's silly. We can come back for crazy amenities like that later. Let's just add a little shade in for the fishermen to prepare their bait and tackle under. Wait, that doesn't sound right. I just literally... never mind. So as they're walking in, they can pull off onto a nice grassy spot. I'll leave that space for potential future buildings. They can pull off onto a nice grassy spot and, you know, hook their... I've never been fishing. I'm sorry. I don't... Wait, I was fishing once, but it was just in like a fake pond. I can't claim to know anything ever. Let's do that for now. One more at each end. Why not? I'm feeling generous. I'm the goddess of spring. Alright. Anything else we need in terms of, like, pier-based accessories? I don't think you can plant anything in the water, but you can have, like, shoreline vegetation. Like this. Which can look kind of nice sometimes. We'll come back around to that. So that's our first real foray onto the shore. Not very much yet, but we're getting there. Starting in on it. I think it's even possible to like place a bunch of commercial buildings on a place like this. Say in these zones here. And then you could make it a tourism specialization district, and they would probably change into selling sunglasses and stuff like that. So you might be able to build a more beachy area that way as well, with some districting. But we'll continue to try to come back around whenever we have money there and add another water feature, for lack of a better word. So, Headstone Park did level up to 3 stars. Let's give it a closer look. I think we only unlocked those 2 gazebos, but that's still quite nice. Alright, we have now 2,600 visitors. We need 5,000, and we also need to bump our entertainment up significantly. Our visitors are flowing in a lot quicker at $5. Let me just go ahead and bump it up to 6, though, to make sure it's staying profitable at all. It's not in the slightest. It's, oh my, but that's fine. I'd rather people have a nice cheap park to access than the extra taxes. So, gazebos. Let's take a look. Here, by the way, are those other options for zoo, nature reserve, amusement park. Cannot wait. We'll find some spots for that. In fact, sneak peek, I was thinking, once we finally have this area cleared out of ore, we might be able to add that pond in there and make this either a zoo or a nature reserve once I've ensured that the pollution is truly gone and that it is viable to do so. If it is not viable to do so, I do not want any of my animals to get sick. Or the area's animals, let's call them. Ooh, I do have some park water features too. I didn't notice that. That's kind of cool. So I guess if we had to, we could extend the park across to here and put some park piers in? Is that a thing? Then we could have an elevated path, so like you'd still have to come here and pay for your tickets, but then you could walk across to this park pier area. I kind of like that idea. That would be cute. Now we have a fire. Someone's on the way, though. You guys. Ah. Excellent stuff. Alright, let's make sure I don't see anything across the highway either. I am terrified of forest fires now, more than I've ever been in my life. I've never had a lumber industry. I've never had personal emotional stake in a lumber industry myself, so this is new for me. And I'm not sleeping much. So everyone's saved here. House cats. Toddlers. Good, good. Where were we? Gazebos. I love that park pier idea. Circle back around to that. Don't let me forget. In fact, let me remind myself, because I will forget. And then I'll blame it on you, and it'll be a big, just a big ugly mess. Okay, that's too steep. How about over here somewhere? What happened to it? There we go. Just want you to place the tiniest little one, but I guess that's not really possible. It's 60 or nothing. All right. That's fair. Try from here. There. I just need long enough to slope it out. I think from here should work. Yes. All right. Across the way. And I won't forget. We'll pair that up later. But for now, it'll just remind me not to build anything. There. Alright, gazebos. How much do these get us? 60 entertainment for 1,000. I don't know if you also get like a variety bonus or something. Like, statistically, it would be best to get this because it has 70 entertainment or whatever, but it's like I don't know what the best way to construct a park is necessarily. Probably a couple of cafes and another plaza would do us. Get us up near 720. But I do like these gazebos very much. In fact, this one is, just darling. Let's put it across from the pedestrian path so you can... Let's get our breath back before we make the incline across to the fishing pier. This will be right in this little nook. And let's beautify it just a touch. Oh, just a touch. Some back here. Somewhere for Sparky to lay down, cool his paws. That's the stuff. Alright. That should be plenty. So, while I'm right here, I'm just going to add one more, pardon my lips, goodness, one more little jaunt, I guess, to that side? Sure. A little bit wonky. But yeah, we'll fix it up. Okay, how about a little... Is there anything slightly smaller? Not quite sure if that's going to be the right thing. We should probably just go for bushes. Bushes instead. Oh, that would cover it. Yeah. Bring it in, guys. Back it up. Goodness, it's hard to tell at first glance how large some of those are. Alright, bushes, he says, returning to bushes. Well, that's already occupied. Trees, he says, in a desperate last-ditch effort to regain some sort of pride. Okay. There, we've covered it. It's hideous, but we've covered it. Ah, don't look at it, Margaret. No. Look away. There. So now there's a little gazebo. You can sit down, cool your hooves, get across the bridge. It'll be great. So, gazebo's in. Let's try another cafe somewhere. We already have one, I guess, there, and... Is that a cafe? Now I can't tell the difference. Let's bring one up. Info booth. Cafe. It's just pointing out, yes, these are all park buildings, yes. But what... oh, okay. Go to my info thing. Sorry, I was trying to figure out a way to do that in the same menu. So that's an info booth. Those are restrooms. So I guess we just have the one cafe. Perfect. So a second cafe would be great. No, there's the other. Ah, jeez. And these are both called Park Cafe Number 1. Yeah, that's not confusing. I ordered my latte from Park Cafe Number 1 an hour ago. So, I think we're fine on this side. We could, in fact, add a park on the other side with the fishing piers. Lattes on that. To go. But I don't think we need one for now. We have double restrooms. I guess we have double... info booths? Oh, I've forgotten what this was. Yeah. We have 2 info booths. So we could double up on a chessboard. Otherwise, we're starting to be... we have about everything we can in Headstone Park. So, I'm not sure what the best just flat-out entertainment option is. I don't think I checked these now that I think about it. 50, 50. So yeah, if we extended it out there, that would get us a long way towards 720. Let's go ahead and continue along that path. Why not? I like this idea regardless. It's giving me joy. Make sure that connected. Yeah, that looks better. Alright, I'm gonna bring that just there. I don't know if I need this park road in order to build a cafe on. I may, in fact. And I may also need to destroy some of these houses, regrettably. Because that's just going to need to be park space, you know, from this whole point on. So let me just put that nail in the coffin. So sorry, folks. I'll find a new, lovely spot for you to live. So probably some leveled up houses, too. But, oh, the hit. We'll take it. So I guess I need a secondary gate over here. That should probably be a thing. Though I like the idea of there only being one entrance and you have to walk. What if an ambulance needs to get in or something? So, where could we put a second gate that would make sure we're still getting ticket prices, though I hate to be greedy. We'll start with that first. Okay, main gate Side gate. Main gate. So I think we have one of the parking lot style main gates. I guess you can make no parking lots, but we should just need a side gate for now. At a cost of 2,000. And I just need to extend this park area out, alright. Paint it. Let's go down in size just a little. And we'll bring that right to the water here. Lovely. Uh-huh. Yeah. Alright, fill this in. So, this is now all Headstone Park, though it makes a little bit less sense now. Maybe we should rename it. We'll give that some thought. So, now that it is in the park area, side gate, can place that anywhere now. This house, regrettably, should go soon. So you could put it right by the pedestrian path, and then lead the park road past it. I hope then we'll be able to connect up to it just fine. I might, in fact, give it just a little bit more space. We could do it by this commercial building. I'm not sure. Let's just do it on this side for now. That'll be the side gate. I don't know if you need to fence it in order for people to not sneak in. That may be the case. But I'm just going to worry about Park Road for now. I'm also curious how much it costs. 20 per cell versus 20 per cell. Yeah, let's go decorate it. Alright. I want to bring that probably straight out here so we can build the piers along it. I guess the park, yeah, the park will go to about there. Perfect. And just to about there on this side. It's a nice little swoop there. It's added some benches and trees automatically. Lovely. Alright. So let's assume we need a fence here. I don't know if that does anything, but there we go. And then let's assume we also need it here. That will finally break that up. Okay, so this is more designated as a nice park space. And then within the park, we have $29,000. Let's see. Park piers, 1,100 each. That looks just about perfect in terms of placement. Let's try one there, and the other variety out here. Oh, that's not as straight as it could be. I'm not mad at that. Alright. Just fine. A lovely situation. I like that longer one in the background too that's not part of the park. That adds a whole extra layer to it. Alright. So we have our park piers. A little picnic table out there. That is fantastic. Let's add a cafe on this side. Right in the corner, I'd say. I'd say. And restrooms, because... Oh, yes, please, restrooms. First, let's add this park pedestrian path in, though, to make sure that they can get to it. I really like this area. Thank you for bearing with me here. Been having way too much fun. Yeah. As long as that doesn't mess up the road. Eesh, didn't want to do quite that much. Is there an undo? I can never remember if there's an undo. Not a problem. I'll just throw this park path back in with decorations. That should be the only real necessity. Alright. So let me see if I take that not quite all the way in, if I can get it to cooperate any better. Not going to cooperate, eh? Hello there, is everything okay? We're in a church currently. I hope that's good news, and not like a, oh no, the townsfolk have cornered you situation. That is, again, quite janky. Let me see if there's any chance I can fix that here. Oh, good. A birthday party, not a vampiric... Oh, good. That's maybe better? I want to say maybe better. We'll just hide it with trees. It'll... That's my answer to everything. I think there must be a cleaner way to do this, like maybe park paths automatically work as these, like they legitimately might, and I'm overwriting it, and it should legitimately be a park path. Let me assume that is the case, and I will try to upgrade this. I think that is almost assuredly the case. Here we go. I understand, finally. I'm getting there. I'm slow. I'm very slow, but I'm getting there. Okay, so with that being said, I really liked this connection that it was making before. Let's go for that. Already occupied my fresh tuchus. I demand that you do it. So it's like it was however I had it before I broke this piece that made that possible. Okay. Okay, I understand. It's close. So close to letting me do exactly what I want. Is that it? Yeah. I'll take it. It'll be a little bit of a roller coaster curve here. So, you'll arrive at the cafe, a little bit bruised, but happy. Happy about it. So we have our side entrance. I'm hoping that nobody can sneak in here, though I'm sure that's silly. I'm sure they can. But I've at least blocked off the gridway there. We have our two water park features. I don't know if there's anything else we can add that really makes sense along this side. We could obviously do a plaza. Ah, we were going to do restrooms as soon as we got that path in. Good, good. That should be perfect. Alright, so where does that put our entertainment for the park at large? We've added quite a nice little section. Investigate. Alright, we only need 10 more. Almost it. So close. About 100 more people have come to the park since we last looked as well. That's good. We are, however, expending way more now for all these extra waterfront facilities and extra land that we usurped. And because of all of those new utilities and land, I'd better raise the ticket prices. Let's go $8 now. We'll see if that puts any sort of a dent in it. Unpause, and hopefully we can see some people start to make use of both the side gate and our overhead path. I am excited to see it. Hey, you wanna join in? Okay, fine, old man. Just limp along then. Sorry. Put some more trees and stuff in here too if we want to fill out kind of these empty fenced areas. I guess we should also start to think about fencing Headstone Park too. It is completely unfenced. I'm not sure if it really matters. People really seem to come in the entryway regardless, but I'm sure it would help to have it fenced. I do have 27,000. I haven't been keeping a good eye on fires. Goodness me, I hope there haven't been any. This is looking okay. It seems to mostly be a problem like if they would start and then get into the trees, and it seems like we have a pretty good barrier of green between the trees now, so it's looking better, but I still fear it. Oh, how I fear it. And also along here is not very well protected in this secondary residential zone. So yeah, I definitely probably need to work on the, definitely probably, need to work on the exit from the lumber zone now. I'm sure that's going to come into play more importantly before I know it. We still have... Goodness, so sorry. We still have everyone struggling to leave here in multiple terrible interchanges. So that should really be a bigger priority. I've loved working on the park here. Let's take a quick look at that before we scurry along. But I just want to make sure we have 10 more entertainment for the park so that we're just waiting on visitors. I don't want to have it be waiting on me. So, 20 entertainment for an info booth, 10 entertainment for an extra restrooms, that wouldn't be terrible. We can also just throw in one more of these gazebo piers. Though for the same cost, I like these way better. Let's have another one of those. In fact, it can probably go on this side, sure. There. A little bit weird, but... Oh, I'm in surround sound in the van. Wee, wee. No, that's not funny. I'm sorry. I do apologize. That's genuinely rude and a terrible thing to do. I'm so happy that you're in the van listening and not in any danger whatsoever. No, forget about it. Alright, so hopefully just that pier, I believe, will put us well over the top. Let me double check with my own eyes. Yes, 760 now out of the 720 we needed. That was the worst siren impression I've ever heard. It's fair. That is fair. Okay, exit, that's right. We have 30,000. Let's see what we can do in terms of a nice, really clean way to get out of the lumber zone. So, I'm just going to focus on this road for now. We'll make it our test road, and then we'll try to have it follow suit. So we need a small industrial one-way, if possible. There it is. I should have just scrolled the other way. We're upgrading. Out to there. Good, it's going the right way. And then we'll take it out from here. By one. Alright. So, we don't want to start to interfere with the residential. In fact, the noise from all traffic might hit these houses regardless. We may need to try to replace those or figure something else out. But let's see here. I'm probably going to want a way to upgrade this later. Was that a sentence? I don't know what I just said. I'm probably going to want a way to upgrade this later. But I'm just going to keep going with the 2-lane roads for now. And let's do this. I am going to cut into our power lines for a second. Oh good, I didn't. And then I want to bring it up. I think just one block is fine. Alright, let me make sure this doesn't mess us up. And it sure did. Well, I don't need it to be elevated. Thank you. Who are you trying to impress? Okay, that should connect us back up. And back to roads now. Let's unpause it. So this is elevated. I'd like to have as few extra posts as possible. And then I'm probably going to need to curve it around. I wish it could go cleanly across here. You know, it might actually be able to do it. That would be fantastic. Let's try to make that work. I guess I'm going to need to pause it again when I break this one. C'est la vie. Ah, that found a way to connect itself, though. Alright, good. And so did the, yes, perfect. Our little commercial building we put in there, exactly for this reason, did take care of the water tower. The water tower. So we should be all connected there. No need for all that mess. Fantastic. Okay. Continuing on. This is small industrial road, so this is going to see like a ton of traffic. It's going to be a nightmare, but we'll upgrade it as soon as we can. As soon as I know what I'm doing in life. Ah, it's going to be grand. Okay. Right out to about there. And then we're going to need to start free-forming it at this point. Let's try to take it back down, because now we're over the part where we would need it to be an elevated road. I'm also going to see if I can give it just a nice clean curve here, as we're doing so. Maybe I need one more, just a little scooch extra here, just a scooch. Just a squishy. Alright. Curved. There we go. That should give us a nice angle to provide some exit opportunities. For now, I'm just gonna throw in a highway off-ramp, and we'll test her out. I don't know why it's curving so much. Because I've chosen curved, of course. Yeah, you do it. You figure it out. So, let's see if they can make use of that. Now it's all going one way there. I want to go ahead and connect these up if possible. Switch back to non-highway off-ramps. I'm not sure what the best way to connect these are. I don't know why I did this strange expanding structure. I thought that would look cool once the traffic is moving on it, but it would also be really cool to not have the traffic have a bunch of curves and be able to all go out straight on this line. So I'm going to rework this just a touch. I'm going to start from here. Take it all the way out to, let's say, here. Get rid of this. And sync it back up. There we go. I don't know why I thought that was so cute. It's not cute at all. You madman. You fool. There. We'll try that. So hopefully everyone will move that way. Now I just need to upgrade a couple of these. And I'm hoping I'm not, like, missing a step in traffic here. I think they don't really have a need to go anywhere else but off onto the highway, so that they shouldn't, like, say if they go this way and they pick up a load of lumber, they shouldn't need to reverse the one way for any reason to get back here. So I don't think this will mess them up by forcing them all to leave traffic. So we can also wind these all up so that it ends up like here, but I will need a way for them to get back here first, so I'm just going to leave those two ways for now. We'll come back around and fix it. I just want to make sure this doesn't jam up too bad. So we'll try everyone on this side of the industrial zone, leaving right to the highway on their own special elevated road here. I hope that the noise doesn't affect these guys too badly. I really like that change. That's a big part of this new industrial zone I've been hoping to put in. So thank you. Made my day. Really hoping things stay moist out here. Nice and moist. If you guys need more budget, you just let me know. So I don't think I've seen anybody go this way yet. But that's alright. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Speed it up just a touch. Alright, so here's some traffic. They're picking stuff up. And I guess they're just disappearing. They must be exporting only? I'm not sure. So maybe we haven't created an export yet. Or importing only, rather. Oh goodness, I'm all flustered. The other thing could be that I've just completely misunderstood their needs. Here we go. Someone's finally going for it. So I have products. I need to sell them. I'm taking my special priority industrial road. That curves ever so gently into this delightful highway on-ramp. Wham! Money in the bank. So, in theory, I think we've got it going on. Or however it's appropriate to say that. Great. So, 32,000, we have a way to exit now. I'm hoping that more and more people start to take us up on that so that less of this industrial traffic is going this way. In fact, I should probably just finish the road structure to make sure that this side of them is going that way as well. Let's do that. While we have the money for it. Alright. Is it? Is it already occupied? Are you sure? Yeah, it probably is. Alright. Is that... Yeah. Okay, how about just to here then? I'll trust you. Okay, one more here. And upgrade. So, you go in, you go that way, you go that way, you go this way, and then all of these guys are going to end up here for the moment. When we extend this along further, that will change. But then the weird thing is, once they hit this spot, they could choose to get back on the collector road. I don't want them to make that choice. The easiest way I could do it for now is just to disconnect this road and, like, run a bridge over it. But that's a lot of hassle, and the fire headquarters is right there, so... The other thing that's strange is the fire headquarters does need access to the collector road. It needs to be able to go to any one of these lumber businesses at any time, so this might not be the right way to sync this up. I'm sure there is a right way to sync this up. For now, I'm going to leave this as a regular road. It's going to be a little strange, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so regular old road. We'll upgrade this. So the fire trucks can go whichever way they want and get right onto the collector road and go down any of these passageways. Great. I'm going to move this guy out one. Oh, that's going to really mess up our grid. Let's just do this. We will make the curve structure around it. Okay. Back to one-ways. In fact, I'm just going to make this a free form. Curve it out this way. This up more directly. One back. There you go. Alright, and then I want that all moving this way. Okay, so Fire Station now has priority access to any of these roads. This one now does a little scoop-de-scoop around, and we'll all end up that way. So let's see how this cuts down on the traffic, and if it works, and if everyone starts screaming at me, etc. I can't wait. I also wonder what that does for fire prevention, since now there's a road, break in the line. That really does help. Just a little extra buffer of protected space where they have access to fire hydrants. It makes all the difference in the world. So this gives me a lot of comfort in our lumber industry. However, we are going to need to expand it further into the forest, probably this way at some point, so we'll have to redo that, but this makes me happy for now. All of this traffic should be ending up back here, or it should be going off that way. And it shouldn't be backing up too terribly. Well, that freaked me out. But hopefully nothing. And then they're all getting direct access to the highway. I think that's good. Not the best industrial traffic management in the world, but we're trying. We're getting there. I like how fast they're going along here. That's great. Okay, one more thing to consider. Since we have a tiny bit of money, let's see how our road condition is doing. I don't think we've ever placed one of these, so our condition by default is like low as it can be. And your cars go relatively slow on these dark gray roads. You can put one of these in, and then you see that whole green zone, all the roads the green touches, is like the road maintenance area. So this will obviously cost some. Or I guess, this is condition. That was just coverage of the road area. This is the actual condition of the roads. So they're all in normal, but they can go faster. So we can, if we place a road maintenance area specifically so that it has access to this industrial road, we can make sure that traffic is always zipping right out there to the highway. No big deal. Oh, I'm realizing what I'm forgetting now. Before we do that, I'm sure someone is screaming out there. They only have access to leave the industrial area one way on the highway. That's incredibly foolish of me. Some of the lumber is going to have to go that way on the road, so this needs to also go both ways. Let me find out the best way to do that. I would love to keep it just using this one road, but I don't want them to have to make too many decisions about it. Gonna try something weird. If you don't mind bearing with me. Let's put in a tiny little roundabout here. See how big it is. Not that one. Okay, yeah, this is all already occupied. I understand that. I would love it if I could place it without its little connecty nodules. I don't need those right away. But I can probably do this the old-fashioned way. It's just going to be a little bit trickier. That's fine. Because I would love to have this actually, elevated still. I'm not sure it's really going to help me. Until I figure out this interchange, I can't really figure out this interchange. But I'm just going to need to do something quick to get it reconnected for now, because I'm sure that's going to start. Hey, we can't export. Alright, how do we fix this up? I'm just going to make a little intersection here. Go right there. Right there, and right here. Let me do the curve on this one. Try that again. I think I missed the mark. Okay, and just get rid of that. Let's go back to highway off-ramp. And I just want regular highway off-ramp. Okay, so anyone going that way, straight on through. Anyone else can turn, and they should not have any problem because this is a one-way, so no one's coming the other way. That shouldn't slow down traffic at all, really. And we can connect this one right across the highway here. Again, the quick and dirty version of this. I'm sure there are better, cleaner ways. Start curving this. I'm actually just going to use 2 direct curves, take it back down to ground level. That's not quite what I want. That's very close to mine. Maybe I can fix it from here. Curve it on out. I guess hilariously I still need to get across the highway, so it may as well still be elevated at this point. I thought I could get away with that, but no, not quite yet. That makes this easier, though. Not worrying about elevation. Alright, go back to straight tool. That should be fine, and... this is a little bit wasteful, but I like having the cleanest curves possible that it's giving me there. So let's do that. Go back to freeform. Curve just a little bit back in, and then off-ramp. Spent way too much money on this. But I think it will help us out. Now they won't be wondering. And, hey, boss, how do we get it to that side? Alright, so that is less than ideal, but I think it'll serve our purposes. And that's probably why some of this traffic was getting confused. They're like, well, we just flat out can't make a delivery right now. We have no road access to get where we need to. So these people should start making their decisions as to which way they need to go, and that should give them plenty of room to grow in the industry. It'll be just for them. No residential or commercial traffic should really ever end up there. We may see the occasional straggler. So that is huge. Thank you so much for bearing with me there. I almost left that in a desperately unpleasant state. I'm really glad. So our industry should be off and racing. We're making about double the money we were when I started here. We were making about 2,400 or so when we started, I think. So everything's leveling up and people are relatively happy. Let's check our sewer output over here. You know, even with those eco water outlets, it's still polluting quite a bit. And we're getting low, you know, any more expansion residentially is probably going to start cutting into that. They're also starting to cry out for more industrial and commercial zoning, so that'll add to it as well. So we're going to need to start upgrading our water infrastructure soon. And we're still hanging on with that one coal power plant, but, you know. Not too bad. I'm really liking this city so far. Thank you so much. These projects gave me a lot of joy. This elevated park path to our fishing piers, which you can see are being used. There's people sitting on the benches and picnic tables there. It's great to see. People coming down the path. Wow. I love this. This park life expansion especially has been very good to me. Aha! Justin raiding with a party of 2. Hello. So nice to see you guys there. You just caught the end of this, I'm sorry to say. But it is lovely. Welcome. I am just poking around for potential problems that are going to bite us next time. Oh, I think it did work. It gave me a notification at the very least. So, something we do have to do next session here is we do have to officially mark these off as parks. I'm still not sure how many of these houses I want to remove. Probably these ones, you know, in the dead center of the screen there. I might leave these, and I might leave some of these. But I definitely want to make this connecting chunk all park space. So we'll see if residential houses can even exist in a park space once you've designated it. I'm not sure. I'll check that out next time. Let me also give a real quick look to our cemetery situation. We're still about a third full there. And not at all full there, so we should be doing okay. And they have pretty good access now that we have this hop across the highway. So I think we're in good shape. With our last little chunk of money, let's check leisure and make sure no one's crying out for a carousel. We want carousels! That's quite sad over in this zone. Let's help them out a bit. Alright, no room there. How about right here? In fact, I'm just going to leave that chunk. Chunk, you're welcome. We'll go back down to normal speed here. Pardon me, I'm zooming. And one more over here, why not? We have the funds for it. But do we have the fun for it? Perfect. That will help everyone smile a bit more with their carousels. It seems a bit rude, like, oh, you're unhappy at your job? Just go ride the carousel, why don't you? And there's like nothing else to do. Do they think this helps? I always feel worse after the carousel. It's gonna be okay. I could also put a carousel in here since we added this little loop. Maybe that would keep them happy. It would certainly keep the firemen happy, and that's worth it. That's worth it to me. Oh yeah, that was definitely a good call. These trees here nearest the carousel are quite ecstatic. It did almost nothing otherwise. Alright, we have a little bit of fun going on. Hopefully that'll start these residential zones leveling up, which is all I really care about. I mean, your happiness too, but mostly just you get to work on leveling up. So, we'll continue to expand both Headstone Park. We may need to worry about a new name for Headstone Park. If anyone has suggestions, I'm more than open to it. I'm splayed, open. I don't know how else to tell you. Please, I'm begging for it. Now it's gotten weird. So we'll try to rename that. We'll designate these as parks. We'll continue making sure everyone's happy. And then maybe once we're ready for it, we'll try to get up to that 7,500 marker. I want to go a little bit slow. Now that we've hit 5,000, we're not in any rush. And I'm loving this road. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I will see you next time. I will sort of wave at you here from the heights of Menzoberranzan. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great Saturday. Bye for now.